because they will take the life of a child in the 8th month, the 9th month, and even after birth.
I have a question. Why is no one calling for this lying, raping, felonious, diapered, dumpster fire of a human to step down? Yeah, Biden fumbled, but the messaging was solid and the integrity intact. 6 weeks before the 2016 election, the pussy tape surfaced and Democrats said, oh, he's finished, but not Republicans. Now, granted, they're a weak pack of duplicitous morons, but they didn't back down. The way Democrats are reacting to Biden, you think he had a rape conviction and been convicted of 34 felonies. You want somebody to step down? Who in the Biden camp arranged a debate where you don't have notes? This isn't Jeopardy. It's a nation in peril.
The fact is that the vast majority of constitutional scholars supported Roe when it was decided.
Joe Biden was the only person with facts and content about policy where his tiny fingers had 5 lies he repeated throughout the night.
We're the greatest economy in the history of our country.
This country would rather have a used car salesman who slurs lies and promises revenge on Americans while literally shitting his pants on stage. What is wrong with you? Again, Trump lied about immigrants, crime, the economy, abortion, everything. Every time he moved his lips, he was lying. Okay, that was sincere.
So, deep breath. He said some Democratic states allow people to execute babies after birth, an egregious lie that is illegal in every state. He said everybody, even Democrats, wanted Roe v. Wade overturned. Roe was supported by 2/3 of Americans, even more Democrats. He said every legal scholar wanted Roe overturned, abortion returned to the states. Legal scholars have told me directly this is not true.
All right, a few things here. Trump keeps saying that Democrats kill live babies, as you heard. Now, how big a dotard do you have to be to believe that? Well, welcome to the Republican Party. If there's any baby killing going on, it's these humps, like Trump's portly clown Dairy Queen, who said just yesterday we should stop funding for Africa in their battle against pediatric AIDS. That's little children with AIDS.
We should be caring about Americans.
And when Diaper Don says abortion is back with the states like it should be, that of course means screw the poor people in states like Texas, where they banned abortion, or Oklahoma, where they now force teachers to read from the Bible, or Alabama, where childless couples who want to conceive could be arrested for in vitro fertilization. Trump has said he thinks women who have abortions should be imprisoned or maybe executed.
There has to be some form of punishment.
He has consistently lied about his stance on abortion while appointing only pro-life judges to federal courts, judges who lied about abortion during their confirmation hearings. All Trump did at the debate was lie, and yet we're attacking Biden.
He said the U.S. currently has the biggest budget deficit ever. No, that happened under Trump in 2020. He said the U.S. currently has a record trade deficit with China. That also happened under Trump in 2018. He said Biden personally gets a lot of money from China. Zero evidence of this. He said there were no terror attacks during his presidency. In fact, there were multiple attacks. He said Iran didn't fund Hamas, Hezbollah, other terror groups under his presidency. Iran, in fact, did. He said Biden wants to quadruple people's taxes. That is pure fiction. He said the U.S. has provided way more aid to Ukraine than Europe had. It's actually the opposite. He said the U.S. has provided about $200 billion in Ukraine aid. It's closer to $110 billion. He said 18 or 19 million people have crossed the border under Biden. That is millions too high. He said many of these migrants are from prisons or mental institutions. His own campaign cannot corroborate this.
Okay, the China lies are my favorite. China, like Russia, looks at Trump for the chump that he is, and they desperately want him to win. Xi and Putin hate Biden because Biden has been on their ass for 35 years, from the fall of the Soviet Union to Tiananmen Square. Even though Trump is a confirmed idiot, enough people have told him that a tariff on Chinese goods, that's trillions of dollars annually, would result in China jacking up prices, creating more inflation. And then China placing a tariff on our goods results in lost sales here in the U.S. and more inflation. Plus, Trump tried to sell the GOP House impeachment lie that Biden was taking money from China. But could this baboon offer any proof? No, because there is none.
With all due respect, the Republicans need better investigators because they've got a lot of circumstantial evidence, but they have not shown that Joe Biden profited personally or that he broke any rules.
Biden has never proposed a tax increase for anyone making less than $400,000 a year, and undocumented people don't get Social Security. And why would we not support Ukraine? Our NATO partners, who would oppose that?
No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay.
And of course, we have Trump on tape saying he opposed the border bill because he wanted to blame the problem on Biden instead of solving it.
Came up with this one, migrant crime. There's crime, there's violent crime, there's migrant crime.
Why were you against the House, against the Senate border deal, the bipartisan border?
Well, it made it much better for the opposing side. And they're coming from mental institutions and insane asylums.
And immigrants aren't coming here from prisons or mental institutions. That would be confusing them with Trump's next cabinet. And the reason CNN didn't call Trump out on his lies is because there were so many. Trump's buffet of BS is actually a disinformation technique called gish galop, specious arguments, half-truths, misrepresentations, and outright lies in a short space of time, which makes it nearly impossible for the opponent to refute all of them within the format of a formal debate. But Trump didn't plan this. He's been doing it his whole life. And all we can talk about is Biden's stutter.
He said Biden has only created jobs for illegal immigrants. Total nonsense. He said Nancy Pelosi turned down his offer of 10,000 National Guard troops on January 6th. There's no evidence she even got such an offer. It was the president, not Pelosi, who had the power to deploy the D.C. Guard. He said Pelosi now acknowledges she turned down the troops. No, her office tells me this claim is still a lie. He said he deployed the National Guard to Minneapolis in 2020. Actually, that was the Democratic governor. He spoke of, quote, ridiculous fraud in the 2020 election. Zero evidence of any widespread fraud. He said NATO was going out of business before he took office. Completely, clearly absurd. He said the U.S. was paying 100% of NATO before he came along. The U.S. made up about 71% of NATO defense spending, not 100. He said he, not Biden, is the one who lowered insulin prices in Medicare. He did it for some seniors, but Biden did it for far more. He said Biden indicted him. Again, no evidence Biden has had a personal role in any of these 4 prosecutions. He said Europe takes no U.S. cars. Just not true. He spoke of food prices quadrupling under Biden. That's a wild exaggeration, though they are up. He said Biden made up the idea he called dead service members suckers and losers. No, the Atlantic magazine reported that, and then former Trump Chief of Staff John Kelly corroborated it. He said Biden called black people, quote, super predators for 10 years. Biden never once deployed that phrase, let alone for 10 years. He said his Trump tax cut was the largest in U.S. history.
At the debate, no one called him out. The joke about this debate isn't Biden's poor performance. It's that this dotard took a dump on the stage and everyone just yawned. Oh, he does that all the time. Trump cannot stop lying, and we treat it like a party joke. He's a coward, a thief, a rapist, and a traitorous hump who threatens LGBT, minorities, women, and immigrants. And Democrats are pissed that Jill Biden and Obama still support the only man who has beaten him.
Haley, did you know they destroyed all of the information, all of the evidence, everything? Deleted and destroyed all of it. All of it. Because of lots of things. Like Nikki Haley is in charge of security. We offered her 10,000 people. Soldiers, National Guard, whatever they want. They turned it down.
And Trump might not be lying about offering Pelosi troops because his cognitive sociopathic reality,
Hi, what's up?
probably tells him that he did. That's how sick he is.
What they want to have you say, and we're not going to let that happen. You're going to say as you want, and you're going to believe, and you're going to believe in God. You're going to believe in God because God is here and God is watching.
Trump is the severely cognitively impaired candidate, supported by the soulless, ballless little incels, and the Democrats are in a tizzy because Biden shat the bed in a debate. Of course, the next day he did this.
Folks, I don't walk as easy as I used to. I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to. But I know what I do know. I know how to tell the truth. And I know how to do this job. I know how to get things done. And I know, like millions of Americans know, when you get knocked down, you get back up.
Hey, I don't know what the future holds, but I know this. One guy is a coward who peddles lies, hate, and fear and went F you over in a second. The other guy is your president.
If you can't admire Joe Biden as a person, then it's probably you got a problem.
So quit your bitching and start fighting and start winning.
Who's with me?
Time to pack it up.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, right.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.